though my parents always made it to where, you know, I had a pretty normal childhood. You know, I went on trips. I went to Disney Worlds. We went overseas. You know, we went even small trips. Everywhere we go, we would take a small trip. We would go to like San Antonio or, you know, Dallas, and even if it was just here in Houston, it was something to do. I was always a daddy's girl, like always a daddy's girl. When I was a younger child, he made me go to a school that wasn't far from his job. He patrolled Acres Home. He was a police officer. He patrolled Acres Home, which is on the north side of Houston, for over 30 years. So I went to daycare over there. I went to school over there. And I even went to like the YMCA over there because it was closer to him, and if something happened, he could always get me. We always stayed in Missouri City, but we would have to go from Missouri City to Acres Home every day at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was fun. Until he started to get really sick, really sick. My dad has always been sick throughout my life, like sick to the T. Like whatever you think he hasn't had, he probably has had, from diabetes, high blood pressure, and he even had kidney failure. So at one point in time, he was on dialysis for a while, and nobody was a match. His brothers wasn't a match, cousins wasn't a match, nobody wasn't a match except my mom. So my mom was able to give him a kidney. Everything was good so far. My mom gave my dad a kidney, no more dialysis, and he had to, you know, go back to work and patrol, do what he loved to do. Until like one day, you know, depression kind of struck me in a way. It kind of struck. He had developed what was called shingles, and shingles is almost like worse than chicken pox. Like it's so much worse than chicken pox, and in this case he had shingles everywhere, and it ended up cutting off his right the nerves in his right leg, so he could not walk. Like he had to learn how to walk all over again. So, and also while he had shingles, he had to be in like isolation. He had this room that only had like a glass window and glass doors, and just look, it was so bad. Like I couldn't touch him, I couldn't kiss on him, and it kind of put me in a, you know, a state of depression, because it's just like you always ask like, why him, you know, why not somebody else? Like why is everything always happening to him, you know? And at the time, like I didn't know. I just thought that why not, you know? Like I didn't know. I just thought that it was the worst thing that could happen. Like he couldn't walk. He had to kind of forced to retire because he couldn't just patrol Acres Home. He couldn't do what he loved, and my heart really felt for him. And I kind of went into, you know, not a deep depression, but you could tell it was a lot going on in my mind, because I've already had to say, like, I already had to kind of forced to say goodbye once to him, and now you're telling me that, you know, I'm gonna have to say it again. And it played with my emotions. Like his health really played with my emotions, and still do to this day. You know, I worry about him like crazy, and it kind of, some things it kind of teaches me, but a lot of things I'm just like, can I take it? Is it gonna help me go forward into it? I was happy at school, but when I came home, I would talk to my mom, and me and my mom, we grew closer. We grew closer together because we were the only ones that knew kind of, you know, the full details of what was going on in this household. Dealing with my dad, dealing with her job, dealing with, you know, my school and my events, because I wanted them to be at all my events. I wanted to be at all my basketball games, all my dance recitals, all my karate tournaments. I wanted them to be at everything, and certain things they couldn't be at. Some things, it was always just like, well, Mom, do you want to come to this? Mom, you want to come to this? When my dad, he came to a couple of things before he got sick, but it just kind of was like, dang, like I miss my daddy. That's just what it was, and it was something that I didn't know if I was gonna ever get over. You know, it started making me thinking more about life instead of school. You know, at an early age, it's certain things that you shouldn't be thinking about. So it put me in kind of a deep depression. God wouldn't put me through things that he know that I could not handle, and that was one of them. And I had to start thinking that way and start handling my business. And my dad, he always tell me, like, don't worry about me, I'm gonna be okay, don't worry about me, I'll be okay. You need to handle what you need to do, because when I'm long gone and you still here, then what's gonna happen? And I said, you know, you're right. It's those little pep talks that still stick with me to this day. It's those pep talks where I'm just like, well, what you think I should do? And he would tell me, I would go to my mom, but you know, being a daddy's girl, I would go to my dad because he would kind of semi-tell me what I needed to hear, but still what I wanted to hear. As far as my mom would be like, just straight up with me. He might not be doing the best, and he might not be doing just the worst, but to have another day with him and have another talk, I can't complain, because we've been through so much worse in this household. We've been through everything that you could think of in this household, and we've overcome that. I've overcome it. My mom is overcoming it, and my dad, he's not a quitter. He's not gonna quit. I'm ready to see what life kind of brings me in the future. See if, you know, those little talks are gonna still be with me in the future, to where it'll help me out a bit. You know, it's always love there, and that I know that comes from him. Like, I know that comes from him. It doesn't come from anybody else, because I know the type of person that he is. So I've overcome a lot. He always wanted me to go to grad school, so that's what I'm doing. I'm in grad school, and I love it, and I'm just ready to see what job I'm gonna get, or where I'm gonna be at next year this time, or if I'm gonna be in Houston. I think if you expect the unexpected, you'll feel a little bit better, just a little bit better. But one thing I did learn is that you cannot control the things that are out of your control. And that's it. You can't control it. I can't control the weather. I can't control my next door neighbor. I can't control what happens in my dad's body, but I can control how I feel about it and what I'm doing to go about it. I think it's a process. I think praying helped as well, and without that, then I wouldn't be here. I would be crazy. I would be going crazy. I wouldn't be smiling like how I smile, because you can't say it's gonna be sunshine every time and then rain comes. So when you expect the unexpected, I'll be prepared. I will be prepared.
Hey, when Jonay was a little bitty old girl, we used to have so much fun whipping and running around, playing water fights around the house. A lot of activity around the house. Oh man, we used to have so much fun. Now that she's grown up, she's become a very vivacious young lady. I'm very proud of her due to the fact that she has grown up, become a responsible young lady. And that really makes me happy to see her grown to the maturity level that she's grown to, and making it independent and doing things independently that she has. That's really makes me proud of her. And but I'm awfully proud of her that she's going to graduate school. And that's the most important thing that I wanted her to be able to do, is go to graduate school. So that's really what I'm proud of her, that she's going to graduate school. And I love her very much.